Hi, I'm Suzette Zalandi, and welcome to Putting Power in Your Purpose. Today, I'm in Staten Island, New York, with some of my closest friends. These friends are very special to me. We've laughed together, we've cried together, we've prayed together. They've kept it real. Not real as in reality TV, but real in that they've been precious to me. So join me, why don't you, as we begin to put power in your purpose.
I'm Tanja Searles, and I am the oldest child of Eleanor and Ernest Carter. And a little bit about me is, although I live in Staten Island, New York, I really feel like I am a country girl in a sense, a southern girl rather. I love to cook and bake, and I love to entertain. My friends love when I bake and cook, so that's some of the things that I like to do about passion. From a work perspective, I work in the financial services arena. I'm a VP. I have a team that I manage, but my passion is really with my friends and my family and my husband, who is a real funny guy, so we have a lot of good times together. How I put power in my purpose is in several ways. So, mention friends and family, godchildren, my husband, just spending quality time and being really present. Today's world is all about technology, and so, I don't want to be surfing the web while someone's telling me something important. And also by serving in church, I really am passionate about being an usher, and I know that may sound really small, but welcoming people into the church with a smile, baking for ushers annuals, helping out with Women's Day, whatever it is to help greet, and anyone I can introduce to the Lord is just a benefit.
Hi, I'm Katina. I'm a senior business analyst for New York University. I also own my own tax prep and financial planning business. My passions in life are my 4 children, and I am most proud of their accomplishments. 2 of them have already graduated college, and 2 are on their way. I put power in my purpose by prayer, perseverance, and education.
I was born and raised in Jersey City, and now I live in East Brunswick with my son, who just turned 24 the day before yesterday. And that was one of my biggest accomplishments in life, because he's a beautiful and intelligent young man. My passions is always being able to help others. Maybe it may not always be in a monetary way, but always offering my knowledge and wisdom, as I am a woman of a certain age, though I don't look it now. No, sorry. So anyway, it's always a pleasure, having conversations or giving people insight on positive things, because right now everyone in the world seems like it's so much negativity going on, where it's not enough unity, especially amongst our beautiful black women. We have so much jealousy in the world, so it's good to be around such positive black women, or women in general.
I am Sonia Glasper, presently unemployed, but recently have joined with Amway. I'm an Amway representative, so that's a new endeavor that I'm venturing on right now, and job searching. My passion is enjoying life, or being thankful for another day, and I have a grandson, 4 years old, so he's very happy, delightful, so he brings joy to the day every day, so that's a good thing. I would have to say first and foremost prayer, and then if I need to discuss something with my friends and things of that nature, to try to think stuff through before I make a move on anything.
I am Nina. I am currently employed with Samsung. I'm an HR consultant. I'm also a real estate investor, and I have 2 beautiful children. I'm a single mom. I'm motivated and inspired by my children and by God. I have purpose in my life through God. He's my supporter, and I'm his biggest fan. I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm a CEO of my own company. I'm the boss of my own company, and sometimes I feel like I inspire myself through the motivation of being a single mom to provide the best that I can possibly provide for my children.
So Tanja, thanks for having us today for Dinner with Friends. Ladies, I love seeing all of you. What's going on?
Oh,
Are we all excited to be here?
Yes.
Tanja's house in Staten Island, New York
Happy
City.
to have you guys, you ladies here, and for such a fabulous event. And we always have such great discussions. I'm looking forward to now.
I know, and I really want to say thank you guys for being a part of the show, because one of the things that we all talk about as friends is different topics, and I thought what a good idea for us to just come together and help out some of the viewers, you know what I mean? With some of the different topics, we're moms at this table, we've lived life, so why not? Why don't we just share some of the information that we have?
Absolutely.
Traveling,
Yep.
vacations. And
Oh boy, we have some stories, don't we?
Yes, we
And just
Good
day-to-day
times.
stuff sometimes, because we feel sometimes when you're coming up in the ranks, you're just wondering like the simple day-to-day things you may have a question about. So anything that we can share, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I appreciate that, because I think that, a lot of times on television, as we all talk about, there's so much, backbiting and all that stuff.
Definitely.
So let's just bring something new to the table and show our young people some positive energy,
Exactly.
right? Would
It's
you
too
agree?
much of it, so we
Exactly,
need this. It's
right.
really good.
Yeah. Well, I think before we jump in, why don't we say grace? And Tanja,
Yes.
since you're the host, we'll ask you to lead us in prayer.
ladies. Lord, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for allowing us to come together in sisterly love, as we typically do. But this is a special event, Lord, and we just want to thank you and praise you in advance for all the wonderful things that you're moving and doing in Suzette's life, and allowing her to bring her friends along with her. And Lord, we hope to be good vessels for those, and we thank you for the food that we're about to receive, and hope that we bear more fruits with our thoughts, wisdoms, conversations, and learning from one another through this experience. All these things we say and pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Nice. Everything smells really good. I love Italian food, so thank you, Tanja, for whipping this up. This is so cool. So I guess maybe you want to start off with some wine, red, white wine. What do you guys do?
Sure. How about I just open up some wine?
Yeah, I think we need wine for the hot topics that we'll start off with.
Honestly,
I
all
know.
the topics are that hot.
On the topic.
Doesn't matter what's in the coffee.
Topics. There you go. There you go.
Watch what we say.
I know. It's funny because I was just jotting some ideas down on these cards, and as Tanja's pouring the wine, just kind of throw out some thoughts for you. And I think I want to start off with one that I think is very important, and I think mainly because the word relationship can be between a man and a woman, between friends, but. Just to throw that out there, what do you think is the most important thing in a relationship? And we'll start with a husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend. What do you think is the most important thing?
I'd say honesty,
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
trust.
And then respect. I think
Exactly.
respect is so important.
Respect.
I
Yeah.
think they kind of all interlace together.
Right.
So without
Exactly.
the other, they kind of all tie in
Some
together.
level
So
of intimacy.
respect and the communication piece and the trust,
Right.
which is really important.
The other thing I think is forgiveness.
Oh, wow. That's a deep one. Forgiveness.
Because lots of times we're in relationships and we don't, you think you know the person and you think you know yourself, and then things happen,
Yeah.
right? And so then, outside the relationship, you might say, oh my gosh, if this happens, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
But you really wanna have a spirit of forgiveness.
Wow.
And hope that, that your companion, your friend, whoever it is, in any relationship, that they respect that, and that if there's something that didn't go well, that they won't do it again.
Yeah.
And also cherishing the forgiveness.
Yeah.
Because if you forgive and then the same thing happens again, then that revolves into the
Defeats the
same
purpose.
Yeah.
exact
Yes.
situation.
Repeat
So
your behavior,
if you
yeah.
cherish the forgiveness, that helps. And I
Absolutely.
think that's what a lot of people really need to do. If you're forgiven, you have to turn around and make the situation better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to make good of that.
Exactly.
I think it's embracing the change, right? So as you're growing in the relationship, it changes, it's evolving, it's not the same relationship as when you first kind of fell in love,
Met
because
each
you're
other.
dating,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you're growing in that relationship, and then perhaps you have children, and then that dynamic changes. So when
Yeah.
forgiveness is so powerful, you have to embrace the change that comes along with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to me, and I'm sure to everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you talk about
That's
change,
true.
and I think that's one key thing in life, and especially in relationships. And I think so, even for myself, right? You think, oh, I'm not changing. I'm the same person. You know, we'll be married. My husband and I be married for 10 years, and
Wow.
I'm not that
Wow.
same person 10 years ago. He looked at
True.
Kudos to you, 10 years.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing. It's a
It
beautiful
is.
thing.
And he was teasing me. He's like, "Where's that girl? Where's that girl?" I said, "Well, that girl has been with you for 10 years,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and lots of things have changed."
You grow.
Absolutely.
You grow. Nothing stays the same.
So,
Yeah.
You have to evolve.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's the
forgiveness
main
is
thing.
important. T.D. Jakes says that it's kind of like you're drinking the poison, waiting for the other person to die,
die.
if you don't let go of that.
Yeah.
And I
Nelson
think
Mandela,
that's a
That's
really
so
important
powerful.
thing to
Yeah.
know. And
Yes.
it took me a long time to learn that, because when you've hurt and somebody, you know, really does something to you, it's hard to forgive. But I think with age comes wisdom,
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you know, and
definitely.
we learn to forgive, right?
Absolutely.
Quicker.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
older we get, we learn to forgive quicker.
Yeah.
We don't,
Yeah.
we can't afford to hold on to grudges. There's been a lot of people my age that have passed away abruptly. And so you have to know how to forgive fast
Yeah.
and figure it out quick.
Because life
so
is
you
short.
can move on, get
Yeah.
on with your life.
Absolutely, life is short. So I think we need to start with the wine.
Yeah, so
based on
forgive
that.
me for interrupting. But I'd like to know who, like, red or white. All right, so we have our glasses filled, and now, back to you, Suze.
Oh, thank you. And again, ladies, let's start eating. I mean, this food smells so good. We should definitely start.
Cheers.
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 Yes. Yeah. Here's to friendship.
Yes.
Dinner with friends. There you go. Dinner with friends. What do you think is important for you to share that you've learned now in your life that you wish you knew when you were younger, that young people could appreciate?
I wish I knew that my mom really knew, and I didn't know.
I concur.
Yeah. You don't have to prove anything. It's
No,
okay to
you don't.
listen. It's okay to take some guidance and then figure it out. Like, you don't have to cut it off right away just because someone says it, you don't have to oppose it.
A lot of things our parents told us when we were younger, it was for our own good.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to listen, we
Yeah.
wanted to be stubborn.
Yeah.
Because I go through it now with my son. I try to tell him things as a mom that communicates. You
Absolutely.
try to prevent them from doing things that we may have done.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake. We try to prevent it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like my son will listen, but then he'll still want to find his own way.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
we have
good.
to let them.
It's
Yeah.
good, as long as
We
you
have to let
do the
them.
right thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, that's one of the things that, you know, I really listen to a lot of stuff now that my mom told me when I was young. I hear it in my head now. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's why she told me that. And
Yeah.
it made me the woman that I am today.
So amen to that one, right? Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things that they don't have is being self-confident. Like, I think they more so follow what their friends are doing and what other people are doing, and don't have that the courage to be their own independent
Yeah.
person. So
Yeah.
you just go along to fit in or to be a clique or to be popular and things of that nature. You know, wearing this and doing what the other person is doing, even though you don't necessarily like it, but just to fit in and be accepted, you know, instead of just being confident with yourself, and therefore the right people will attract to you because, you know, because of who you are and not because you're doing what they're doing or because of what they say.
Absolutely.
Sonia, I couldn't have said that better. I mean,
Yeah.
like, confidence, even now, there's a book out, I forget the title of it, but
Those
it's,
with not only women, but
yeah.
adults.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, just having that confidence and not, I mean, at that time, I didn't get confidence.
Yeah.
It didn't even come into my mind,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, and so I think that if you are, like you said, if you are confident and you're strong in who you are,
Right.
that it's so much better.
Better.
You know, even now, transitioning now, women of a certain age,
Yeah.
right? realizing
Confidence.
that confidence is so important. So when you said that, it just kind of
Yeah.
resonated.
So here's the
Yeah.
confidence, right?
Right.
If we have to learn anything
Exactly.
that we didn't
Right.
learn later,
Later
when we were
before,
younger,
right.
it's confidence.
We learn it
And what do you
now.
think about that, Katina? Do you think confidence is important?
I know that it's important. I know that as a mom of 4 children, there are 8 eyes on me.
Yeah.
And so my like, how many eyes are there?
8 eyes on
8
you.
eyes.
Oh.
And
They wear glasses sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
with the beautiful blue glasses. And it feels like more than 8 eyes are on me.
Got it.
And so making, like they've watched me grow up,
Yeah.
right? And so making these little people independent through confidence
Exactly.
Yeah.
has been one of my passions.
Okay.
Because I don't want my children to be insecure and following the wrong leader. It's okay to
Absolutely.
follow behind great leadership.
Yes.
And so you wouldn't know a leader if you don't know how to detect a leader. And
Yeah.
you have to have that inner confidence. And I can say to my daughters, why did you do that? And they have a matter of fact answer. Even my sons, they have a matter of fact answer because I believe in them. And I'm okay with it. I'll be okay with that. But making sure that they know who they are
Yeah.
deep within, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to lock my mouth, right? And that's the hardest because
Yeah, it is hard.
especially by this time,
Yeah.
they range in age from 15 to 23.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever I've been instilling in them regarding confidence, I should see it come back
Yeah,
right about
exactly.
now.
Yeah. So
Like
confidence and learn as
boomerang.
they go.
Right.
They need to learn
right.
as they go.
Yes.
And we have to step back and let them learn
Yes.
as they go. So that
Yes.
confidence and learning as they go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so far, so good. I call it, I'm now the electronic fence.
Yeah.
I'm not the hover, the
Yeah.
helicopter, but I'm proud of their confidence. I'm proud that they are where they are in their lives and they're safe,
Amen to that.
they're
Yeah.
happy, and they're not insecure
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the point of that they're stifled.
Yeah.
And so that had a lot to do with them watching their mother be crazy at times with making some radical decisions that was going to benefit them regarding their self-esteem and their confidence. So I'm delighted to watch them now. I can sit back and like, okay, they're not
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
they're not gonna go off
The
or
foundation.
yeah, if their heart
Yeah.
is broken, they're not gonna go so deep that they
Right.
can't recover
They can't
from it.
Yeah.
Or if they
That's
lose a
wonderful
friend,
thing.
they
That's a
can't.
wonderful
They
thing.
have it. They've watched me go through all of these scenarios
Yeah.
as a woman who loves the Lord, and as a mother who doesn't want to see her children, like you said before, you don't want to see them with broken hearts, but they're going to have them,
Yeah.
right? And
Can't
so,
prevent.
right, you
Yeah.
can't.
It's life.
Yeah, you
Growing
can't.
pains,
It's like,
Right.
And so
It's growing
just,
pains.
yeah, just making sure that I've done my diligence
Yeah.
to allow them to now show off like a recital that they have obtained enough of it to be able to live.
survive.
Yeah.
Mr. Katina.
And be
Yeah.
okay.
Here's the
Yeah,
Katina.
right?
They're here.
With 4 children is
Yeah.
not,
Wonderful
it's not
time.
easy
Yeah.
in this day and age.
Yeah. So, we've all been through some things around this table, right?
Mhm.
I think safe to say you guys have helped me through some things, biggest challenges in my life. We've cried together, laughed together, like I said, and prayed together. What gives you strength in your challenges? I think I know the answer for most of us here, but coming from you, what gives you strength in your challenges?
Yeah, we can encourage each other. It's always for the better. And,
Yeah.
and that's what's good about our friendship. That
Yeah.
we always help each other and give words of wisdom.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's important.
yeah.
I
So,
have to agree, because I think I said that the other day, right? So you guys are my kickstart in the morning, right? I think we have a early morning text that says good morning, and then Katina always sends out something that's positive.
Yeah.
Things that positive
affirmation.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have a big circle of friends, but I'm blessed with the friends that I have, and everyone I
Oh,
meet. And I
yes.
think
we love
that's
you.
my
We love
strength.
Yeah.
So that's my strength every day.
I've been through a lot of things, like two of my children have chronic illnesses and some other things. And my prayer to God, and Nina and Suzette will know, God, just keep me cute. Don't let me look
Like you got problems. Like you got issues.
don't let me look like what I'm going through.
Right.
Because if
Never.
right,
Never.
I look like
Get there, right? We have to drift it out.
Keep me cute, guys. You want me to set examples, right? And you want me to, not only for my children, but for others. I can't be looking busted. I can't look like he left, right? I gotta look, I can't look like my kids are sick. I can't look like, And so I'm like, okay, and working out has been helpful because it's not only helpful for your body, but it's also good for your mind and your soul, especially when you're shopping and you're shopping in stores that
feel good.
you couldn't before, right? And I'm like, okay, God, I got this. I'll do the work. Just keep this cute. I'll do the work. Whatever you need me to do, I'll do the work because it's knowing that we survived.
Yes,
right?
amen to that.
That's true.
Suzette and Nina and I have been in some places,
Yeah.
right? And so,
days.
and at one time, we didn't know if we would make it out alive because the stretchers were taking some people out of there.
It
And
happened.
so we use humor to know that
we did.
we are above this. We
Yeah.
know that because it's embedded
Absolutely.
in our souls that we are above it. And that we have to get through this because we have a story to tell, like we're talking now.
Yes.
This is the purpose.
This is,
right?
yes.
So what gives you strength is the testimony.
Yes,
It's the
yes.
testimony. So Katina, that was some powerful stuff you shared with us. Make sure you look cute. Let's make sure we remember that. In our challenges, we gotta look cute. Or Katina said, cute. Make sure you look cute. But I think we're all at a stage now in our lives where I think this question is so poignant. So I'll start with Stacy. How would you define yourself?
I define myself as a very positive person. If I don't sense the loyalty, it takes away from the friendship because you have to have a confidant. Someone, if you share something with, you don't want it to be made into a spectacle. If I share it with you, it stays with us. And it's important to have that kind of camaraderie with your friends. And it helped make me into the woman that I am.
That person that I'm always being like, making sure everyone else is okay and doing everything for everyone else. And then when it comes to me, I'm like, okay. But now I'm starting to see that, you know what, it's okay to think that you're important. And put yourself first and take care of yourself. And it's still okay to care for everybody else too. So just growing in that and like Stacey, like you said, becoming that woman of a certain age. Listen, this is who I am. Love me. Or it's nice. I'll pray for you. I don't have to fit into anything.
Exactly.
And so that's how I'm starting to live. No, I really don't have to fit into that. This is who I am. You don't like it? That's okay.
Do you feel like the race is over?
I feel like I'm liberated.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to show my butterfly tattoo, but I won't hear
I even stopped running after trains.
Exactly.
I stopped. I just sashay because what? We're cute.
You need to get a t-shirt.
I know, right?
We're
The
cute.
race is over.
Exactly. We're here.
The race to fit in, and I think that was what I
Yeah.
struggled with. And I think I'm the height that I am on purpose because even as a young girl, I used to try to kind of, scrunch down to try to fit in with the rest of my girlfriends, be that quiet person. When the fact remains is that's not what I was created to be. I was created to be unique in who I am. There's only one Suzette Salandy, all the molecules and everything that God used to put me together. I learned to be okay with me because in my 20s and 30s, I'd be around people and they'd say, oh, so-and-so is great at this and so-and-so is great at that. And I would be like, well, maybe I should try to do more like so-and-so does. And maybe, and then finally I realized I have my own gifts. I have to own them. Right? That's what it is. You own your own gifts, you own your own identity. And as you said, Tanja, that self-confidence to get out and basically do what? Put power in your purpose. And that's what it is that I've learned over time, that I can't be like Nina or like you, Katina, or like you, Sonia, Stacy. I have to be Suzette. There's only one Suzette, you know? So that's how I define myself, by being who I am, and I make no apologies for, you know, my love for God, you know, who I am as a woman, and all of that, you know, and I pray that a man looks at this and, you know, cute, and will find it to be okay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm all right with me. So, well, ladies, coming up, we are going to have some viewer questions for you. So we're going to get some dessert and some viewer questions. So we'll be back in a moment with Putting Power in Your Purpose. Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying the Dinner with Friends segment. We had a lot of fun taping this segment. You didn't see a lot of what happened behind the scenes, but there was lots of laughter, lots of drinking, and having a ball. Food was great, and more importantly, conversation was off the chain. So, friendships are a good quality to me. I adore my girls, and I hope that this segment gives you the opportunity to see that in terms of value of friendship. And we answer some of the viewer questions, so stick around, check it out. Talk to you later. Bye. So ladies, one of the great things about doing this show is that we get a lot of viewer responses from time to time. So I thought I'd share with you some of the comments that we got, you know, based on some of the questions that we had, you know, in terms of what we were talking about today, pretty much. So one of the viewers talked about, you know, as adults, there are some struggles we face that we could have avoided if we had just listened to our mom, which we talked about earlier. And what did you wish you knew when you were younger that you definitely know now? And one viewer says that education is the key to success, and I would agree with that 100%. You know, I think we all talk to our kids about that. Knowledge is power. You know, that's something someone can't take away from you, is a good education. So here's an interesting one, and I think we just need to just poll this around the table. You know, our thoughts about younger men dating older women, and now in this now that we're in this era where younger men are getting much more, you know, how should I say, aggressive, and, you know, women are, you know, 40's the new 30 and 50's the new 40 and so on and so forth. How do you guys feel about, you know, younger men dating younger men?
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've actually never dated anyone older than me.
Go ahead, Stacey. That's what I'm talking about.
I think younger men, it's different because younger men seem like they're not set in their ways. Some older men are set in their ways, and they don't want to change. And younger men, they add a lot of excitement to me. They're willing to do a lot of things. And as long as they have their stuff together, I don't see any problem with it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. What's the youngest would you go in terms of an age gap? What do you think? I mean, we've got kids of a certain age. Yeah.
The younger men want the more mature woman,
Right.
because they can talk to them, they understand. They don't need to be, you know, they don't want to just. I think when they're dating a younger girl, it's, oh my God, my nails, or oh my God, I want to go to the movies. They want to have very intellectual conversations, right? It's almost like they're grooving into that, and they step up to that platform. The conversations are changing. So I don't think it's so much the number.
No.
I think it's the maturity level.
Yeah.
Would you
I
agree? What do you
agree.
think?
Totally,
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Because you can have a man
Mhm.
our age
Exactly.
Exactly.
and they're not mature.
Yeah.
Right.
Men
So
of a
it's
certain
definitely
age and
a
look
look.
at
Yeah.
Dating a younger man, I think it depends. It's not so much the number, it's the maturity of that
Yeah.
individual, right? It's having those intellectual conversations with an older woman versus being with a younger person. It really, to me, it's not important so much the number. I think
Yeah.
it's just who they are, what they can bring to the table, and what value add they can bring to that relationship. And if the relationship is growing, they both have some sort of a connection, right? Because it really is about a connection, not so much about the number. Would you agree?
I have to agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually I'm married now, but before I was married, years before, I dated someone who was younger than I was, and I didn't even know he was younger than I was. He kept it from me because he thought that if he told me his age, that I wouldn't have dated him.
So that's interesting. Yeah.
I've had that happen.
You know, and so I was like, wow, you
Yeah.
know, so it made me, I felt bad on one hand because I'm like, here's a person, they're holding back a piece of themselves.
Sure.
of themselves because they know, I was free to share my
That it
age.
would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought it would
They
have been
thought
an
it was a
issue.
problem. Yeah.
And can I just add a twist to that? I think it varies in society, right? So when a older man dates a younger woman versus an older woman dating a younger man,
Yeah.
it's viewed
It's a double
very
standard.
differently.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
much
Double
percentage.
standard.
Yeah, we're cougars
That's
now,
right.
right?
Yeah.
I have a name.
It's
What do we
funny
call
you should
that?
say that.
What do we call them?
That
If
about?
we're cougars.
Exactly.
Yeah, what's that
Because
about?
the Facebook viewer
Double
says that
standard.
this is a double standard.
Yeah.
She says, and I think it's a she, yes. She says men have free reign in the world, but women are supposed to stay in a perfect little box made by society. If you step out of the box, you're an outrage. It's really sad.
Is
So there
it?
is a double standard,
Yeah.
right?
Women are called derogatory terms
Terms when
Yeah.
when
you
it
use
comes
things.
to dating
Yeah.
men that are different ages than they are, or
Right.
dating multiple
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Men are called players, and
Yeah.
players are
It's
referred
expected.
to as substantial,
positive.
Right.
positive.
High five.
Women are called terms that you can't even say on national
Right.
TV.
And you're not even sleeping with the people.
Right.
You're
No.
dating.
Right.
You're just
Yeah.
dating. You're not having sex with everybody.
Right.
You're dating.
And so
right.
I think that learning or teaching a man starts when they're younger, right? I just started appreciating dating younger men because I always thought that I needed to be with an older man.
Yeah.
And dating a younger man changed my perspective on some things. Like, they don't have the same perceptions that older men do.
Yeah.
Their thought patterns are totally different than men my age and older, and you wouldn't know that unless you spent some quality time with
Like
them.
what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to
Feeds
what
into
she was
exactly
saying,
what-
what Tanja was saying, that they're
Mhm.
set in their own ways, right? So the
Yeah.
older you get, you're
Yeah.
gonna not be as flexible. You want
Right.
you
Yeah.
want this cookie cutter person, and you're not
Yeah.
gonna find someone who's a cookie cutter person all the time.
Yeah.
So,
I like the aggressiveness of young guys, the ambition to drive. Not that older men don't have that, but I think now we see a lot more young men being go-getters, being confident. And so they
Yes.
approach older
Definitely.
women. I've had
Yes.
young guys approach me, and when I say, well, I could be your mother, they go, well, I don't want you to be my mom. I want
Right,
to take you out for
right.
dinner. So it's rather interesting now to see that confidence, and they exude it. So,
I think
ladies,
it's like a
I'm
shift
sorry.
too, like in,
Yeah.
in us as women, right?
Yeah.
So again, so if I wasn't married, right, it's a different time now.
mhm,
I'm more confident, so
yeah,
I would be okay. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
wouldn't think twice.
so
Whereas maybe before, you would say, oh, what's this one gonna say? What's that? You'd be concerned.
Right.
But
Yeah.
as you become that woman of a certain age, as long as that person is mature and they treat you well,
And you're
you don't
happy.
even think
Doesn't
about it.
matter.
You're
Yeah,
happy,
that's
right?
what
Yeah.
people think.
You
Yeah.
don't think
So
about it. So I think
society, society sets the tone, don't they?
yeah, but
Yeah.
then we as individuals, we have to beat to our own drum
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
and be happy and comfortable, and then you attract.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. So we have a viewer who has a problem, so let's see if we can help this viewer out. He says, I'm a 21-year-old guy with a lot to offer a young lady. The problem is, I can't seem to find a decent woman in my age group. I've been told that I scare and threaten many ladies my age because of my career goals. I'm going to be a pastor. And I apparently give off the aura that I'm holier than thou. I'm really a kind and down-to-earth guy, he says. The interesting thing is that I get a lot of attention from women in their 40s to their 70s.
Wow.
I recently went to a wedding where there was a lot of older women who pulled me onto the dance floor and gave me their numbers. I really enjoyed the attention, but I want to get married in a few years and I want a family. Should I entertain these cougars or should I keep searching for a nice young lady? So what do we tell this wonderful 21-year-old young man? Cougar, cougar, cougar.
Well, the only thing with
No.
when, if they're of a certain, if he goes too old, then you
Yeah.
have to
Right.
worry about
Yeah.
that woman being,
Right.
being able to bear children.
Yeah,
So
Or
that's one
wanting
thing.
to.
yeah,
that you
Yeah,
don't have
or
to.
wanting to.
Or wanting to have to care for them at a certain age, because once you
right.
get to a certain point, but I think he shouldn't limit himself or look for any particular.
Right.
You meet somebody, you click with them or whatever the case may be,
Sure.
and whatever the age happens to be, then once it gets to that stage where it's that serious enough to discuss kids and marriage and things of that nature and see where it takes it. Because if he could say, I want an older woman for this reason and then not a younger woman for this reason, he might find somebody within what he's looking for at, say, a little older than him in her 20s or just in her 30s. It doesn't have to be 40. It doesn't have to be his age either.
Yeah.
So, you don't limit yourself. You just meet somebody and, say whatever it is that you expect and what they expect. And, you can make, what's the word? Just exceptions and connection, in the middle, give or take, depending on, what it is.
And it sounds like he's an intense young man,
Right.
so maybe if he would just kind of lighten up a
Lighten
little
up.
bit,
Yeah,
the young ladies
right.
would approach him, because it sounds like he's probably very serious and he comes across a lot more
Right.
mature than what he
What
is.
he is.
He has
And
a
maybe he
goal,
should
right,
just
or
relax.
timeline.
Yeah, if he could just relax and show people his true, as he says, I'm a down-to-earth guy, maybe younger women would flock to him more. What do you think?
Yeah. I do think though that being 21, with his career aspirations of being a pastor, he should find a young woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that the younger you are when you fall in love, the potential for you to stay together and grow together increases.
Absolutely.
Because when we are older and when we try to reestablish relationships as women in our 40s, we come with some baggage. Whether we want to open up the luggage or not, the bags are with us. And for a young man who has intentions of building a church and a family, he needs to find a young woman that would be able to grow with him in
that
in
foundation.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I do
It's
agree with
that
that.
time.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
older women just want him to lay hands on them, right? That's all.
In a couple of minutes, we'll be celebrating a birthday here around this table. So we'll be back in a moment with Putting Power in Your Purpose. Happy birthday, dear Sonia. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Make a wish. Oh! Cheers! Happy birthday. Thank you.
Birthday.
Clean the bottle.
It's been a phenomenal evening here with all my wonderful friends. I want to thank each and every one of you for being in my life, for joining me today on my show. I love you. Words cannot explain how much I appreciate you. Love you so much. Thank you for joining Putting Power in Your